Good evening. It is possible that these light ships that I have documented when I first started off in around 2018 through 2019 and 2020, coming in by the thousands, that these light ships that you see with the arrow, that they are in the clouds at Mount Etna. I've looked at some of the light ships that I've taken images of, and they do have different shapes of like squares or cubes in them. They do. That make up the whole entire ship at times. They do have notches in them also. And I hope you can hear me. I really hope you can. Let me see right here. Hello there, Upper Brooks, honey. Good evening, everyone. So, I was looking at them. Let me see where I'm at over here. I'm going to pull myself on over here. Let me just bring myself up here on the message source. Oh, I can't. I threw my camera down on my desk. Let me get it up back. My camera's got stuck. When I don't use my camera, I just throw it down on my desk so that it doesn't look at me. I don't want it looking at me. I don't. But it really does. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't if these ships that are cloaked in the clouds, let me see if I can get this on here like this, that are seen here, are like the ones that I've documented, because they are kind of like boxy and they have angles on them. Now this one right here, let me see this. You can see what some of these look like. This kind of looked like the Starship Enterprise or whatever it was. But these two, they kind of have light points on them like that. They do. And if you look at this, we're going to see some footage of Mount Etna is what we're going to do. And if you look right here, you all, you see the corners. Yeah, the corners. This was like one cluster of them, and they do appear like they have some cubes on them. They do. You'll see like there's some big ships that are cloaked in the clouds, and if you look closely, they kind of look like little cubes. There's like black lines in them and stuff like that. I don't know. It's really strange when you think about it. It is. It's strange for me when I think about it, because I think I'm not going to see anywhere else. Now this is Mount Etna in Italy. Let me make sure I've got it going too big right now. Let me try to shrink it down. I tried to put some filtering on it so you'd be able to see it better. Now let me see if I can get it. But they kind of do look like light ships. Let me shrink myself just a little bit, and welcome. They're not normal looking clouds at all. They're not. And we know they're not. Good evening, everyone, if you're just tuning in. Aloha, Chantel Davis. See, look at them. They're kind of straight. They are straight. The bottoms of the clouds are straight. And they shuffle around in the sky. And you can see squares. You can. It's strange. But some things, these aren't normal clouds. They're not. And this footage is from Mount Etna. I don't know what name that they would give these types of clouds. I don't. But at certain times when you see things flying across the screen, They're little bitty black cubes, and they're going inside the cloud, is what they're doing. Inside, they appear as if they might be a teeny tiny bird, but no, they're teeny tiny black cubes. And there's black cubes all throughout the video, going in and out of the clouds. Like if I was to do a screenshot right here. Well, no, I've already messed it up. Okay, here's a screenshot right here. Let's look at this, you all. So we've got this screenshot. Look at the cloud structure. No, it's not normal clouds at all. There is some kind of advanced technology in the clouds. That is a given, because they shouldn't look like this. They shouldn't have their straight edges. They shouldn't have like black tips at the top. They shouldn't have big rectangular openings in them either. They shouldn't, but they do. And I've put a filter on these clouds. That's what I've done. Oh, it just keeps going over, y'all. That's okay, you all. We're going to look at some more. We can look at it. Just you can get an idea of these clouds. How's it look on your all's end? They are crazy. They're geometrical. Yeah, that's a more scientific word. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, geometrical. I don't know what it looks like on your end. If you don't have like a, okay, good. I've zoomed up. Okay. Yeah, I've zoomed up on them. Maybe I've zoomed up too far. No, I haven't zoomed up too far. It's fine. It's fine and dandy, Gina. You're good. When do you think all this, there's been a lot of change recently, there really has, in the skies and around the world. In the 90s or 80s, yeah, straight flat bottom clouds that look like they've got ships in them, and or like you say, geometric shapes. I would think that a highly advanced race would have geometric shapes like this. Look at that. Um, 2020 from New York City. Angelique. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, this is Mt Etna. And there are like black tips, black cubes, little tiny ones. You're not going to be able to see them fly around through this part right here, but they're in the clouds around the world. The little black cubes, and you know what they remind me of? They remind me of what came out of the solar flare. They do. What I had done is can you see it, you all? The variation. Big, long, like right there. Those are way too straight to be a normal cloud at all. Let's pause that so we can look at it. Way too straight to be a normal cloud. So if they're not a normal cloud, what are they? What are they, y'all? We got a black cube, see? It's like a little black cube. Now granted, I don't know what they've done to the technology, but it's like lots of pixelization now going on all over the place. But you can see these right here. Not normal at all. And just imagine just how big these are compared to like the mountain. They're very, very large. This keeps starting over, but it's okay. We can do it. Now, these cubes are flying on the inside of here. I know you can't see them. I got myself in trouble one time. I showed flying cubes at Martha's Vineyard, but then it was a person with a Chinese IP address trying to blackmail me for money and gave my channel a copyright strike, is what they did, to shut me up. And that's when I was young in doing this, and I didn't appeal it. I was scared to death. I was. But now I know better. Now I know better. Did that just look like a great big, like, grid thing? Did you see that? How it like it looked like a net in the sky. Little bitty cubes all over the place. That's okay, you all. We can do it. Oh, somebody's getting themselves in trouble. Yeah, if you don't behave, you're going to get yourself in trouble, and you won't get to watch Gina Honey no more. But then you might welcome that because you think she's driving me up a wall anyhow. That's okay. Let me drive you up a wall, drive you right out the door if you can't hold your tongue. That's right, because you got to be able to be respectful. You really do. Because there's no sense in being disrespectful. Yeah, it doesn't, it's not flattering. It's kind of rude. It is. Hello there, Paradox Fossils. A square cloud recently. Well, there's square clouds all over the place. All around the world. If you can get to the clouds, really, you can see some like that. See, if you kind of look like this right here. Like, see some straight edges right here. At the observatories, I'm sure there's a lot of square clouds, but you're not going to be able to see them because the time lapse are, I'm getting ready to sneeze. The time lapse are so fast. I'm gonna hold my sneeze in, and I'm not gonna give in to it. I'm not. You may say, Gina, I don't see nothing but lots of pixelization. Well, that's okay. The grids like they have shown. Yes. Yes, the grids like they have shown. Now let me put this right here. I can take, Gina, that is not a lovely picture of you. I can take the one thing out of these. The sharpness. I've got a sharpness tool on here to try to add more definitions to these clouds that are in the sky at Mt Etna, because they got something cloaked inside them. That's what they've got. They're ever evolving. They literally do. They ever evolve. Like, there's like big structures right here. If we were to, can you see that? Great big structures of clouds. Right there. Those aren't normal clouds, and they got straight corners, which would be squares. But if you're talking about a big square cloud, big 3D square cloud, I've seen a massive one camping. It was like a couple years ago in the sky. I thought, oh my gosh, I've never seen one of those as big as a cube. And there are cubes. Yes, there's faces in the clouds, and I think what you're seeing also is the little black cubes. They get in the position where they look like they have faces but there are not too many faces, really. Not too many. Let me. Yeah, I'll tell you what. My nose is keep trying to makes me want to sneeze, and I don't want to sneeze. The faces drive you insane. Yeah, detailed faces. How we doing over here? Probably it's just what something. Let's see if we can get closer up. Well, I know we can. It's like this right here. See, look at this. Just this alone. Look at the square and some of these. It's like that. No way these are normal clouds. No way at all. There's too much. But some of the structure stays the same when doing this right here. Except parts of it, like maybe the notches move on them. I think they kind of are like notches, which really the notches are probably squares that are rearranging themselves, cubes that are in a constant state of rearrangement, like the tetrix. Can you all see the squares in here? Because I can't tell if you are able to see them as they are changing. Look like over here beneath me, like in this one area right beneath me, it's gray. You have Photoshop programs to bring out the details. It does get quite mesmerizing, you all. I'll just admit that. Quite mesmerizing. Looking at them. You're driving your husband and daughter crazy. Oh my goodness, I'm sure it does. I think I went through a period driving my family crazy when I was taking pictures and working the pictures continually for hours on end. All day long I would spend practically working on pictures of UFOs, ships, light ships in the sky. Again, this is Mt Etna, and I'm going too fast. Way too fast. And if we were to go to Mt Etna, which we can, right here, this is what Mt Etna is looking like. It's like this. You may be able to see some stuff there, but I think it's like dark there now. It's 11, 13, 13, 13. If we can even get it to show up. Okay, it's the ship started showing up in the 13 something, 1300 in the sky. Oh my goodness gracious, let me do this. Let's make sure we're on 14. Yeah, we're on a 1440. This is what it looks like at Mt Etna right here. This is the normal pictures, and you can see that's their 1440. Look up here, and you see the little cubes are flying around. Can you see them up there? There's little black cubes and little white cubes. You may not be able to see them that well, but they look like the black specks. The little black areas are the cubes that are up there in these clouds. And they jump from cloud to cloud, and that might sound strange to some people, but that is actually what happens. They jump from cloud to cloud when they're really active. They're like a life form, more or less. Look how solid white, like right in this area. Now granted, look at the mountain. It don't look any different either. It's like you got to be kidding, because it does. It kind of looks like the mountain, the sky does. I guess it's Yeah. Let me get to the other one. Let me see if I can get to the 1329. This is very, very sensitive. 1300 hours. That's the 12. Here we go. Here we go. We got some coming in right over here. Some, see, look up here is a straight line, like going straight across this. It's gone now, but it was going straight across the cloud. Now, granted, this is not as detailed as it doesn't have any sharpening tools on it, but look at them. They don't look normal because they're not normal at all. Bingo. Yeah, that's like Bingo, and Bingo was his name. Oh. Now, if we got these right here in the clouds, then what's in the sky? What are all the different colors? Orange, red, green, spherical objects in the sky, because they're not drones. They're some type of UFOs in the sky. And, you know, they can have an official story all they want. It still does not take away from eyewitness reports all over the world. Look, that's almost like a perfect circle up there by that top cloud. Look at that. There's too many sightings to dismiss everything as a Project Bluebeam, and to dismiss everything as weather balloons, Chinese lanterns, all of that kind of stuff. There's way too many occurrences worldwide from people from all walks of life, with different timestamps, different scenarios, different places that they were when they saw things. No. There's too many instances of too many things. And I don't think they're ready to come out with disclosure. I really don't. I think that they're scared. They don't want people to know. They don't want people to, I guess, get chaotic or something like that. They're the ones who are chaotic. If they would have said something a long time ago, we wouldn't have to drag this stuff out. We really wouldn't have to. If you're just sitting here and looking at a live webcam on Webcam Taxi of Mt Etna, and these aren't normal clouds. There's like cubes in there. There's probably ships in there. There's some kind of ships. These cube-like things, they can, I think, make themselves into light ships probably, because some of them look like light ships at times, lined up. They want to come out with a fake disclosure, not a real disclosure. Well, that's okay, because we know there's real disclosure, because we have people who have been abducted by the aliens. People who have been abductees, and they got their stories, they've got their experiences, they got the marks on their body, they got trauma, they got memories, so you can't dismiss the whole entire selection of people who have had these occurrences happening to them, because there are UFOs. And for someone to say fake aliens, no. It doesn't matter whether they come from the earth. It doesn't matter whether they come from another dimension. There's occurrences of people being abducted. There's occurrences of UFOs in the sky coming down, big bright lights. And if you were like me, you saw the great big light come toward you and thinking, no, I'm not ready to go up in a ship yet. Because they literally, the bright light comes straight towards you. I think it did get me one time in California when I was 9 months pregnant with my daughter, on the Presidio in Monterey, going down Highway 101, going around a mountain. Last thing I saw was a big bright light coming toward me. And I had missing time around, 4 to 6 hours by the time I got back home. Like around 10 something at night, my husband said, "Where you been? Your mother has been worried sick." I said, "I got lost." And he said, "For 4 or whatever hours? 6 hours? Yeah. Don't know. I know I had a bright light coming straight at me." And I was so confused. I thought, I don't live on the peninsula of Monterey, which I did, the Monterey Peninsula. They are saying humans did this. Yeah. Yes, I like that. Mockingbird Media, Bethany Bonds. Um, yes, that's right. Um, yes, I have missing time. I do. Just like everybody else. But I was 9 months pregnant with my missing time. And I lived in California, and it was back in I think it was 88. Yeah, around late 87 through 88, yeah, through 88. Around, I don't know, 6 months, 9 months in Monterey. I think we lived in near Laurel, but my husband worked on the Presidio of Monterey. And I remember going down to Fisherman's Wharf. I remember walking the beach all the time because it was so nice with the seaweed stunk. Yes, you got another live video. You are. We're looking at these structures in the clouds because they're not normal clouds. And this is Mt Etna webcam taxi is what it is. And there's little black cubes and stuff flying out. And there's no such thing as a fake alien invasion. There really isn't, because it's real. What's in the sky is real. And it's wrong to dismiss what people have went through. It really is. Some people got traumatized for life. They really have. And some people get taken against their will. They say that the abductions, they stay within the family. They do, like generation to generation. And there could be some truth to it. I remember my grandmother, she was part Native American, and she complained that the men in black were always out there. She was afraid to go out, even in her 40s, because she said they were looking for her. She was looking for the black cars and the men in black. And we thought she done lost it, because I didn't know anything about that until I started on this journey. The men in black, they're real. I seen one too when I was little. Coming home from elementary school, I would always take a shortcut through the woods and climb the cliff where there was water coming out of the cliff, and I get a drink of water. And it was like, I don't know, around a mile and a half till I get home. And then one day I was going to cross the creek, and I saw this long black car parked under the trees where there is no road or nothing. It's just a big grass area with a bunch of trees by the creek, and he's in a black coat and a hat. He was skinny and he was tall, and he was smoking a cigarette. And I thought, he is standing right there, and that's where I crossed the creek. And I got closer because I thought he would walk away. No, he just stood there and smoked his cigarette and looked at me. And I was like, I can't remember if I was in the, I might have been in the 3rd grade, maybe, or 2nd. I don't know what it was. 3rd, maybe, I don't know. But he scared me. And I took off running the other way, and I crossed the bridge, and I took the road and the sidewalk up the hill to my house on the way home. It was months and months before I ever cut through that woods again, because he scared me. They are. And there's people who, say, you were a breeder. I'm sure a lot of you all have been told that you were a breeder, and or you know that they took your ovum and stuff, and they get a breeding program going on, and people got marks on their bodies, people got implants on their bodies, people have vivid memories. I have a memory of being on a steel table. I'm sure you all do too. Code steel table. Yeah. Yeah, they mess with the men too. Well, we live to hear about it. We live to tell about it. And there are some people who, and I did see when I was, I think it was like the first grade or second grade. I can't remember which grade. When I lived next to the elementary school, right across the street from the library and the school, I saw the big UFO in the sky. It was hovering over the tower that had the big wires by the school. Is red, blue, and green and something just hovering right over my head. And I ran in the house. And then later, a few hours later, my brothers and sisters, we went, we walked down the one elementary school past Jonathan Jennings in Charlestown. This is, I don't know, 70s. And we went to Pleasant Ridge Elementary School. And there's this great big swing set. There's lots of swings outside. And I remember swinging as high as I could while they were over there looking at this little area. And there was that UFO. It was hovering in the sky again above me. And I remember slowing down as fast as I can with my feet. And I got off the swing and I ran where my brothers and sister was and my neighbor. Underneath this elementary school, Pleasant Ridge, there was a metal plate, and there was this outdoor shed, but there was a metal plate, and we moved that metal plate because we saw a light somehow. And there was these stairs that had concrete, and they were like cobwebbies. And we walked down them, and we saw this door that had a window under the school, and there was light. And we looked through the window, and there was this Santa Claus suit hanging up on a hook on the wall, and the light was on in that room, and we thought to ourselves, if there's a basement in the school, why do we have to go in the hallways during the tornado drill when they have a basement in the school? And when we saw that Santa Claus suit, we ran up the stairs and we scooted that metal plate back. But then we went back down there and we looked again, and there came the man walking through the doorway, and they ran up there. We ran out all the way home as fast as we could. We didn't go back. We ran all as fast as we could to get home. It was already dark by then. It was scary. Yeah. If you are just tuning in, we're looking at these cloud-like structures. They're not clouds. There's something in the clouds. There's like cubes and ships and stuff cloaked in the clouds, and we're not supposed to know about them. We're not. You can see right here. I've got it zoomed up as close as I can. And there are little black cubes that fly in there. You've seen the lights in the sky at night with the fleet coming 2 by 2, and you've been dreaming of seeing UFOs. And yeah. I know my brother and his wife, when they first got married in Henryville, Indiana, they were outside. And they looked up in the sky, and there was 2 UFOs. They watched them in the sky, and they called the police or somebody, and they told them what they saw. And the FBI, the FBI came out, and they wanted to know where they were, and they had moved to Florida. And somehow the FBI got a hold of them on the phone, and they wanted to know what they saw, what time of day was it, and they wanted to know all the details, and they told them. Yeah. Can you all see that these aren't normal clouds at all? I'm not even looking at the screen. I've got these 2 Energizer batteries. I'm playing around with 2 Energizer batteries, you all. I am looking. I've got I'm sitting here twiddling with 2 Energizer batteries with my fingers looking down at the one thing. This is what the clouds look like right here with sharpening on them. But if I remove the filters on here, you won't see them. You won't see the clouds like that. I've got a Luma key on them, and the Luma key right here is gone, but you can see the structures that are in the sky right there. I just been here talking, just twirling these batteries around. Hello, Romania Blue. Yeah, see, they're not normal clouds at all. But they want to tell us those are not straight lines up there. Those are not cubes. There are no squares in the clouds, and there's nothing strange going on. It's just a figmentation of your imagination. Really? Okay. Hello there, Romania Blue. Your Aunt Gina's doing fine. Yeah. It's like it looks like there's a face in the one ship. How many on here? How many of you have seen the Men in Black? Has anyone seen the Men in Black? I know you have. Really. You're bound to have. Yeah. Yeah. They exist. Yeah. Not oh, you seen them in the movie, but in person. You see this one cloud. This is one cloud. And sometimes you may have more than one man in black. You may have multiple cars of men in black following you around. Has anyone been followed around by multiple cars of men in black trying to scare you? You saw all three. Your house, in the house, they do come in the house, that's right. Unless you was unconscious at your dad's funeral. Never seen no men in black. Yeah. Yes, they had those hats on, like in that video last night. The hats that were hanging on the wall. That's what they look like. You've been followed by SUVs many times, and in order for them to show up, they have interest in you, and there's something about you, or they would not show up. They don't show up to people just to show up. No, they have some type of a connection. They've probably been given orders. You watch that person right there. Watch them. That's what I think. The snake people. You don't know. Yeah. They're flying always over your sector. Bethany Bonds. So they steadily always flying surveillance. Are you talking about the planes, like the surveillance planes that the surveillance planes that go back and forth like drones along the grid line of your house, back and forth in the sky, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth from east to south, from east to west, and or west to south. They have grid lines they go down all the time. So yeah, you got directly hovering, yeah, the helicopters. And do any of you think your phone's being tapped? You hear like clicking on your phone when you're talking on it? Probably. Yeah. They're not people. You had a block of cubes follow you from your cam, from webcam to webcam. Oh, wow, Christine, honey. Christine, from webcam to webcam and in person, you. Christine, I don't mean to laugh, but I believe you because this internet is like portals. The internet is like portals, and they can travel through the airwaves. They really can. I've never heard anyone describe that before, but I believe you. I really do. Watching you online, since it's like another dimension. Yeah, that's right, Christine, honey. Christine, Gina loves you, Christine, honey. You make me smile. And I really appreciate when you share. I do. Applebrooks, honey, can you get them? I can get her. Yeah, we can get her. Yeah. That's right, Christine Mott. You're good at explaining what you experience, because it is true. A lot of people experience things. Yeah. Looks like we got some trolls coming in. That's right. These trolls, they don't like people. They don't like us talking about the men in black because the men in black are real. They are. And you've probably had family members also before you who have talked about them. You have family members who have remembrances of UFOs being taken, seeing the aliens. RH negative and stuff. We got RH negative. We got AB. Yeah. And some other ones. Yes, there's trolls everywhere. That's all they are, is trolls. They lack a conscience. They do, because their conscience has been seared with a hot iron. And it no longer convicts them. They can no longer reason right from wrong. That's right. No rationalization. Yeah, we got it. People guess birds, but they are cubes. That's right, Christine Mott. The cubes, they turn into birds, but they're actually cubes, and they shape themselves into that. They're shape-shifting cube things that mimic the environment, mimic the animals. That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right, you all. So we're at Mount Etna. And you can see the cloud structure here. It's not puffy white cotton balls. It's not. You had one when you was awake. You was lying in your room on your bed, and the whole blanket rose another time, and you was fighting with 3 shadow figures. Oh my gosh, that would have been kind of scary. Yeah. Mm. Your sound messed up on your Bluetooth? Yeah. What places are shut down, Tani? Femrite? What shut down? Is something supposed to be shut down? See, look at this right down there, that cloud structure with the opening. It's like a dark, shadowy opening. So there's something on the inside of that. You shouldn't have a straight edge like it. Oh. Mmm. Y'all, we've been on here for 44 minutes. The time is slipping by. I don't think the other telescopes are shut down. Of course, I haven't been over there. It gets kind of boring, really, going to the Canada, France, Hawaii telescopes at times. That's why I don't like to go there, because I think it's so boring at times. I like it, but then it's boring. Let's see if we can get over there. Let's see. I want to see this right here. I want to see if that one. If this. Someone said, Gina, you showed NASA you've lost all credibility. So I blocked them. I did. Just blocked them for being rude and disrespectful. And does it bother me? No, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me to block people if they're going to be rude and disrespectful. Oh, we got that ship coming back. Right here. This is a ship, you all. See it right there? In no means is that like a planet. Oh, it's leaving. It's got the shape of a ship. It does. Let's give it a whole bunch of frames to see what's going on with it really fast. Let's do this. That's right. He can come in a spaceship if he wants. Let's go ahead. If the frequency is right, they'll know it. We sure will. Oh. Just got to get it going, you all. Right there. Some may tell you that that's a planet, but it's not. You know, I keep hitting this and it doesn't want to work. Yeah, see, NASA, they lost all credibility. I don't think they've lost all credibility. I like looking at their products. I do. I think it's nice to look at them. Nice to look at, if that would be the case, everything on TV and everyone has lost all credibility. Truly. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a light ship, Christine, my honey. That's right. Yeah, that's good, Mad Mama. That's right. Frequency is the key. Oh, wow. It's taking it a long time to load. But what's going to happen is I'm going to bring it down because it's going to start blinking and it could cause you to have a seizure. Because they can actually do something with the flashing of the light. And you still keep an open mind. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we're looking at the 24th. This had some activity going on. I think this was the one. Well, I'm not for sure. It's got all that flashing going on the 26th. 23rd. No, this is behind 2 days. Lots of solar flares. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day, you all. See how massive that is? Yeah, this wasn't the one I wanted to get, but anyhow, if we were to go to the Canada, France, Hawaii telescopes. Oh, what is this thing? I don't want this thing on here. I don't think they're down. What on earth, you all? I can't even function right. This is like a wild. I'm trying to get this stuff going on here, and here's their light cams right here. They have updated their camera. See, this is look like fake clouds right there. In order to look at these, you got to go to the time lapse, and you got to do this. And we're going to look at it for you. We can do it. Yeah. It's not playing because I didn't push the button. We can push it. Oh, it doesn't want to load. That's really interesting. It is interesting. It doesn't want to load. Is that what you mean? Whoever said that? That it didn't want to load? So are the cameras down because it doesn't want to load? That's telling. That is telling. Who said are the cameras down? Because it's pretty telling. Oh, wow. And I've got this network right here on my end. I've got it set up to where if I go live on my firewall, my live stream takes precedence over any Netflix that somebody in the house might be watching or anything like that. I'm supposed to get the majority of the bandwidth, so there might be something going on. Do we have a solar flare going on? But this is just their cameras. Their camera's not acting right. I think it's on their end. Well, this looks like some ships over here. Ah, see, that's the moon coming down, but doesn't look like a normal moon. It could even be the sun. Yeah, I think it's on their end. You got your router upgraded? Okay, see, this is the boring one. Doesn't matter. So it's kind of down. It is. We can look at the let's see if the Subaru telescope is down. We can look at that. Let's come over here. See if it's down. It's up. So this is up, perhaps. No, this is down too. So this ain't even playing. Can you see that, you all? It's not even playing at all. Nothing is playing. You can click like this, but there'll be no playing at all. Okay, now that's playing. Okay, I barely see some movement, just barely. There's barely any movement at all. Crystalline time. No, see, these should be moving a lot faster than they are. A whole lot faster, because normally they do move a lot faster. These clouds right here. And they're not. Whoa, look at, if you look at this, it looks like a great big circle right there in the center. Can you see that? It really does look like one big cluster of a circle. Look how massive that looks. That looks like a gigantic circle. Yeah, like a orb cloud. It's by the Subaru telescope in December as well. Well, that's really massive. It did. It morphed into a big cloud. You know what I think they have done? I think on their end, they have slowed down their video stuff, because this would be doing this on a 0.25, and I don't got it on a 0.25. See, I'm putting this on a 2.0. Even it's even slow for a 2.0 speed. They've done something to their timing on their videos, because there's no way that should go that slow. This is what the normal should be doing. Actually, it should be faster than this, but if you go right here, if you do this, it ain't even going to be moving at all. So there's something wrong with the speed on their video. Those clouds don't go that slow. Yeah. So something's happening in Hawaii. The skies are, their footage is being very slow. And they can say, oh no, it's not slow at all. You see the clock is ticking the normal speed. Well, yeah, it's clicking the normal speed, but you've got the time messed up right like that in the sky, because these clouds don't hang around like that. There's no movement. Barely moving when it should be moving a lot faster. It's like an entity's face up here in the corner. Yeah, there's something strange going on there, you all. And their cameras aren't normal. Let me put it back to me. I am going to be going, you see underneath me, was looking at these clouds. I talked the whole night. Been talking to 56 minutes long. Sorry about that. See, look at that cloud beneath. See, it's not normal. It's got some like things on it. And it looks like it's right there. This one right here that it's zooming up on. That's not a normal cloud. It's too many straight edges. And it like scoots itself across the sky in a straight formation. In a straight formation. It's not going down, it's going straight across. Yeah. That's right. Y'all got to get some rest, and you got to stay positive, because we're living in a world where there's a lot of negative, but we got to balance it out with our positive nature. With some good frequency is what we've got to do. It's like, wow, you look inside the mirror, the center of that. It is a bunch of cubes. It is, and looks wild. I am going to go. So thank you all for watching, and with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, you all. It's 9 o'clock. We're going on 1 whole hour on this right here. And if you like hearing me talk, this video is for you. You can listen to me talk for 1 whole hour practically. Yeah, Gina, because you said absolutely nothing. Well, that's okay. Some people like to hear my voice if I said absolutely nothing. That's right, you all. Oh, my goodness gracious. Have a wonderful evening, you all, and thank you so much for watching and listening. Thank you, moderators.